Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Saturday. Yeah. Coco, yo, how's it going? I'm so glad you can join us today. It works out great when you stream Ace Attorney before, and then you get to join us and help me when I get stuck. How you doing, Coco? Oh, because I'm sorry your day was so long, man. But at least it's over. At least it's over. At least you're finally in the weekend. You can chill, chillax. You can relax. You know. And I don't know. You probably won't relax watching me, but afterwards you'll be able to relax. I feel like watching me must be stressful. You're like, what is he gonna say next? What is he gonna do next? How hard am I gonna cringe? Oh, and there goes the eye rolls. It's Small Brain Saturday, of course. Both of you to assume I have a brain in the first place, Coco. There's nothing but a single brain cell left, okay? And we share it among our community. We share the one brain cell. Long days are okay, I like my job. Oh, that's great then. See, I've never had the privilege of liking my job. So whenever I just hear, oh, you know, a long day at work, I'm like, oh, rough. But if you like it, that must be incredible. That must be such a nice... I wish I had that feeling. Imagine, guys, liking work. No, that's a foreign concept to me. But I'm tired. That's an okay tired though. That's a good tired, you know. That's a I put in a good day's work. I worked hard. This is a good tired. It's amazing. Amazing, right? I know. Feeling tired and actually being able to sleep. That's amazing. My job is fun. The only thing that would make my long days bad is that I'll be physically tired. That too. Yeah. But if you're having fun, it's not horrible. I get that. I mean, sometimes work is work. Yeah. Sometimes work do be work. But like, if you like it, for the most part, I've never liked my job. It's for the most part. There've only been like one or two little things I liked, but that's not enough to get you through the day. You know, it's just not for me. I don't know. Maybe making money is just not my thing, guys. Maybe I'll just have no money for the rest of my life. Maybe I'll just be poor. I'm down for that. Today we're playing some Ace Attorney. I believe we left off at we were gonna examine Crocker's very odd parents' house. We're checking out his house to see if there's any incriminating evidence. That's what we're up to. But I don't own the business, so I'm good at not being stressed about it. I would rather own the business. I think I would enjoy owning a business. If it's anything like owning and running my channel, I would very much enjoy it. I will say. I would wear the business pants, you know. I'd sit there at the meetings being like, all right, time to business. Time to do business. I would drive myself crazy. That's fair, man. It's not for everybody. But like, in order to even get there, you have to like work your way up the ladder or whatever. I was switching up with an old friend of mine, and she asked me if I had any plans or ideas for after I finish my apprenticeship. And she goes, maybe start your own company. The thought already stressed me out. No, no, start your own company, Coco. I vote start your own company. The Coco Nutty industry. I stress about work regardless, so at least I'd like to own the business if I'm going to be stressed. Yeah, exactly. Glem. Also hi, Glem. I hope work's not going too bad for you today. Being my own boss sounds awful. No, it's the greatest thing, Coffee Cups. If you're not feeling well, you don't have to make excuses to try to make your boss understand that you're a human and you will feel bad sometimes. You can just be like, oh, okay, I'm not at my best today. I understand. I'll make up for it, or eventually, or not, whatever. I'm the boss of me. It's terrific. I don't want to have a boss again in my life. Yes, exactly, Glem. I know I've said this before. I never want to have a boss again. I want to be the boss. Be the boss, guys. Cake boss. The vegan cake boss. That's it. That's it, Glem. We found our ticket. We'll be the vegan cake bosses. You guys remember that show? The thought of actually having to use my brain over my hands just shudders. Oh no, Coco. I would much rather use I could lay in bed or on a chair and use my brain all day. Oh, love that. I don't want to physically work as a job. I'd rather like enjoy being physical as like working out or having fun or something, you know? I wouldn't want to. No. I work for a friend. I can just say, hey, Gabe, my brain is being mean to me. That's lovely. That's the second best option to being your own boss, is having your friend be the boss, you know? That's pretty great. That is pretty great. All right, we'll keep talking, but let's switch over to Ace Attorney. My boss is great. He's so chill. Everyone calls him by his first name, and he doesn't mind if I'm a little late because of traffic, because I would only be able to leave at a certain time due to the little monkey. Oh, that's terrific. Oh, that's a great person in general. Not just a great boss, just a great person. See, this way there is no pressure. If the choices are not the right ones, it is not my fault if the business fails. Yeah, but if the business fails, what are you gonna do? Wait, what? So what? Like, let's say you're the boss and the business fails. All right, I'll claim bankruptcy, and then I'll just start again. I'll start a new business, maybe something in a different genre. You know, it's not like you go to jail if the business fails. You can still try again. I mean, I don't own a business, so I'm sure there's more complications than that, but that's just what I'm assuming. Okay, let me know how the game volume is. I forget if this one's too loud or too quiet. Over every little decision. Ah, nah, see, nah, I wouldn't worry. I'm glad they even hired me because it's a small company and I'm expensive for someone doing an apprenticeship because minimum wage is dependent on your... It's dependent on your age. Whoa. Wait, really? Minimum wage is dependent on your age? So, if you're like younger, you get paid less? Is that how that works? That's so interesting. Here, minimum wage is just $14 an hour. You can't go lower than that. No matter how old you are or what you're doing. The older you are, the higher the minimum wage. Really? So, when is the earliest you can work? Like, when is like the below the like the smallest, the minimum? What is the minimum wage? That's what I was trying to ask. What is the minimum wage can be? Right, he's a cannon. We see the rug is torn up by something behind the curtains, a secret of some sort. Special content. We'll see that afterwards. The earliest would be part-time jobs for teenagers. Yeah, please. I'm super curious. Here, I believe you can start working when you're 14? Don't quote me on that. I want to say it's around there. My brain would be like, if you do not pick the right shade of blue to make the shop yurt, everything will go to hell and it'll be your fault. Why did you even try? Oh, but see, like, if you're the boss, you don't necessarily have to pick all the things. You can have people to pick the things for you. It's just that you get the final say, you know? That's the best part. Move. I like to move it. You have a lot of places. Oh, the face means that's where we are. Okay. All right, we're heading to Mr. Natsumi's room. So monthly minimum wage for a 15-year-old, 484 euros. Uh-oh. For someone 22, it's 1,615 euros. Hold on. Conversion for a second. Euros to Canadian. Wait. 484 euros? Wait. Is that like 4 euros and 84 pence? Are there different types of euros? Okay, yeah, I think so. So that would be about only $7? No, that can't be right. Because that equates to $724. Wait. Oh, do you mean per? Oh, you mean per month? I thought you meant per hour, and I was like, that doesn't sound right. Per month. Okay. Oh, Jesus, brain. I know. Hang on, guys. I just didn't read. Okay, so $484 €84 per month. What does that convert to per hour? Hold on, I'm so curious. 484 euro per month is how much per hour? I'm getting nothing. I'm just gonna assume it's not a lot of money. Anyways, and I think I'm the one with glasses. Listen, Linda, honey, listen. Sometimes I skip words. I speed read. You guys know I'm the speed demon, Sonic the Hedgehog. Sometimes my brain just skips words. Cat! There's a kitty! Oh my god! He's so cute! I hate that the entire world can't make up its mind about how people are paid and how wages. Oh, I know, right, Clem? So frustrating. I can't think about wages and hours. See, that's what all that matters to me is because I can imagine how much I would make if I worked so many hours, not per month. Because it depends how often you work per month, you know? For my age, it was something like €10 per hour. Okay. I think that's pretty close to Canadian $14 an hour. Yo, Drippy, how's it going, man? Wait, what is your job? Oh, just skip words. I'm sorry, Drippy. I'm sorry. I'm taking your place. There, you're here now, but you can be the one who skips words now. Hold on, I'm gonna move me. Oh, nope. I want to move me over a little bit. There we go. Here, for most jobs, you work set amounts of hours, and if you're sick, oh yeah, you still get paid. That's I remember you talking to me about that. That's amazing. I wish I still got paid if I was sick. No, we don't get that. We just get how much we work per hour. 15 Canadian dollars per hour. Okay, so yeah, very, very, very close. Cries in U.S. minimum wage. No.
What? Just look at this place. And smell it. It's so musty in here.
Ew.
I suppose it's the mountains of old books that are responsible for that. I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life. No, me neither.
Weren't we just in a giant library earlier?
It's so dark in here, too.
Can we talk about the cat, please?
Is that the window over there? Well, it was the window. I think, yes, once upon a time. But for some reason, it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. So this is where Mr. Natsumi lives.
Cries in Argentina minimum wage. No! Don't worry, guys. One day we'll fix the world and everyone will be paid so much more money. We'll make that's our number 2 goal on ColeHillChills challenge. Number one goal is to make everyone suffer together. Yeah.
So this is where Mr. Natsumi lives. By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere, have you? No, that's true. But according to what Mr. Garadeb told us, the great detective should be around here somewhere investigating.
You did the math? No, Glenn, why would you ever do math willingly? That's where you went wrong. My partner did an apprenticeship in Germany, and apparently The age-related minimum wage doesn't count for apprenticeships, so since you're costing the company for being a beginner. Oh, interesting. This is the first time I've ever heard of age-related minimum wage. That is fascinating. Okay, can we click on the cat, please? Oh, oh my God, kitty! No, come back! Oh my, what an adorable little cat! Perhaps he's looking after all the books while his master is away. I don't know about that. He disappeared into that pile of books as quick as a flash. Flash. Ah! It was a tricolor Mikey, wasn't it? Do they even have that sort of cat here in Great Britain? Perhaps Mr. Natsumi brought the little creature with him from Japan. Monthly minimum wage here is 148 USD. I'm not crying, you're crying. Oh my God. I am crying, Clem. I keep thinking you're a Brazilian. That is so funny. Oh yeah, they're totally the same place. Totally. 2 hours away from the border of Brazil, so I might as well be. Is that only 2 hours away from Brazil? Interesting. I know, right? They animated the big stretch. It's so cute. That made me feel homesick now. Already? We've only been in the country for 2 days. Can the cat come back, please? I want to say hi to the cat again. Kitty cat. Her mind keep being told by our friend group that he's Spanish and he's actually Portuguese. Oh, rough. It like no, coffee brain, the other big South American country. Right? We all share a brain cell, guys. We all share a brain cell. Look at all those bigs stacked up there. Look at all those books stacked up there. They almost reach the ceiling. They're all sorts of English literature, and they all smell so musty. With this volume of books to hand, you'd never be short of reading material, would you? No, what a dreamy idea. A bad dream, maybe, for me at least. Mind you, I don't imagine the book that's at the bottom of the pile now will ever be read again. Nah, so reading it is an experience that comes but once in a lifetime, just as the tea ceremony teaches us. I certainly didn't expect the conversation to turn to the path of tea ceremony philosophy. There's tea ceremony philosophy? I see that I actually finished a little bit further than you did last week. Ooh! Okay, so good. So you're way ahead of us then, Coco. Like, Canada is the other big North America country because we are going to ignore the existence of Mexico. Other cat. Oh, look! It's a beckoning cat from home. It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsumi didn't bring that Maneki Nico all the way from Japan with him. I hardly think you're in position to comment, Mr. Naruto. Are you forgetting the enormous drama doll that you brought in your luggage? Well, it can be dangerous traveling aboard. I wanted a lucky charm. What did I bring with me? Well, I imagine Mr. Nasupi wanted the same thing, Mr. Nasupi. And this cat is sure to beckon good luck to him. It's not doing a very good job so far, is it? You mustn't say such things. I didn't say a word. Why are my eyes such a giveaway? I feel that, man. I feel that. Books. That desk seems to be wedged into a crevice between the mountains of books on either side. Oh, it's a floor desk. I have always wanted a floor desk. I find the floor so much more comfortable than any chair. I would love a floor desk. I suppose Mr. Natsumi would sit there and read while stroking his cat. But surrounded on all sides by these towering old tombs, surely he dreamt of books every night as well. Yes, he must have done, mustn't he? Oh, what's this? It's a receipt from a second-hand bookshop.
your books. No, yes. Mr. Nasumi's name is on it. Look, and the date of the purchase. 2 days ago at 4:45.
What did I think of Iris? Oh my god, she's lovely. She's the only competent character I've met so far. She's good at everything she does, and she's trustworthy. And she's nice. I had another weird dream, but it was like unusually weird even for me. Even weirder than us trying to hunt down Morty at school and he takes down ninjas. A mannequin Nico in the shop when we do festivals. One time, a little kid put in Woolly Bear's basket so he wouldn't get lonely. That's so cute. Okay, kids are sometimes cute. One out of every 200% chances they're cute. She's actually a lot better at deduction than right. She's competent. She's actually competent. Oh God. Are we, Drippy? Do you want me to read your dream on stream? Yeah. Okay. I'll read it after stream. I'm gonna take that as it's a little too weird to share on stream. So don't worry. I caught your drift. I caught your drift. You're probably dreaming about Octodad and his seductive ways. Anyways,
that's the day of the incident. That's just a short while before he was embroiled in the terrible attack.
I wish.
He must have been on his way back from buying some old books. The second-hand receipts. All right. Did you even call this a window? I think so. It was a window at one time, after all. Although all that remains is a frame around some bricks now. So really, it's just a wall then, isn't it? But why would anyone deliberately brick it up like that? I'm afraid I have no idea. Perhaps Mr. Natsumi painted the brick design in a fit of whimsy. That's alarmingly feasible. Anyway, whatever the reason, the lack of ventilation in here makes the place very oppressive. It does. I imagine being cooped up in a room like this would be extremely tiring.
Is there anything else I can click on? Oh, this?
Look at all these balls of paper on the floor. There are notes scrawled all over them in English. It looks like the waste paper basket is so full, they've just fallen out. I think Mr. Natsumi must have been deeply immersed in his research, don't you? Or deeply averse to tidying up his mess. I wouldn't like to speculate which is closer to the truth.
I freaking knew he was going to be there as soon as I hit the side button. I knew he was going to be waiting there, lurking, listening to our entire conversations. Here he is.
Look, Mr. Naruto! Aha! There he is! Where did he appear from? He seems to be engrossed in the pages of an old book. I hope he won't mind if we disturb him. Hello, Mr. Sholmes!
You two, good day! Now, let me see. Where was it that we met?
No, Mr. Sholmes, we were together on the SS Bara.
Yes, of course, the Bara. And let me see, what happened on that voyage?
It was Kazuma Asugi. He died. Tragically. But you were a great help to us.
Yes, but of course. The case of Mr. Asugi. It was the one with the snake, wasn't it?
Oh. Well, you seem to remember. Something of it, at least. What an honor to be remembered vaguely by the great Herlock shelves.
What, guys? That's the goal, guys. You want to be vaguely remembered by someone important. That's the goal. Did you ever get around to watching the new record? Yes, I did, Drippy. 10 out of 10. So good. So good. I'm so stoked for the future of that show now. He actually isn't there at the start until you examine some things. Oh, really? No, he was there. I like to pretend he was there the entire time. He just teleport. Yes, he did. The final it did. I actually really liked this season. I think the last season I didn't like as much as this one personally. I think season 5 was better than season 4 for me. I have a head injury? Yes.
This is Mr.
Oh, no. My dear madame, hold your tongue. I pride myself on my superior powers of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic. Miss Naruto. And Mr. Susato.
Try the other way around, Mr. Sholmes.
I lose the first round. He's tall. He's a big person. In truth, I had hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street suite the day we arrived in London. But some Scotland Yarders ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to the crime scene. It was an entirely trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes.
So, they apprehend Sosuke-san in that short an amount of time.
Keep in mind the Japanese are short. True! I'm short like them! Oh my god, they're me size! I really want to visit Japan one day. If anything, just to buy clothes that'll fit me. Cole's Japanese? Yeah, couldn't you tell? Couldn't you tell? This very small, white, pale man was Japanese.
I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of my past involvements a little.
Oh, wrong voice.
A little.
It is a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls and can distend to any extent. I do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow out the useful ones. Yes, those are my own words for inimitable wisdom, you know, from an adventure entitled A Study in Scarlet.
Please, there's no need to quote yourself.
I don't always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately my associate pens them beautifully.
He means Iris, I suppose.
I joke that whenever I go to Japan with my partner, that he's going to end up with a headache because he is tall. Also, wait, do you mean whenever you go, as in like you've been multiple times, or like when you'll go in the future? My brain attic cringe. That reminds me of the vault from Adventure Time. See, I have a vault too, but mine's the opposites of Finn's. Finn has the vault to not remember things. I have it to do remember things. And no, I'm not reading Drippy's next message. I know what it's gonna be, and I know I'm gonna disappoint him, so I'm not gonna read whatever it is he's about to ask.
Mr. Sholmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned.
Okay. Coco! Oh my god! Thanks so much for the resub! That's you made my day. Thank you, Coco. That makes up for me disappointing Drippy. I'm sorry, Drippy man. I've been really busy. I do want to watch it. I just haven't had the chance. Oh wow, yeah, your health depleted, Clem. Wow. Drippy trying to finish off Clem. I didn't want to live anyways. No, Clem, live. I do want to leave. Ouch, but fair. Goodness, what an earnest expression. My dear madame, I should be only too pleased. and this murky room is an apt place to discuss my murky case. Ah, okay, well, let's converse. The Dinghy Room. I read the Dinghy Room.
We know this to be the lodging of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Sosuke Natsume. It seems that you assisted in his arrest, Mr. Sholmes, for the stabbing of a young woman outside here on Briar Road.
Glam! Oh my god! Oh, you didn't have to do to Lucy. Aww. Thank you, Glam. I really appreciate that. And she gets her health back. Well, you're stuck with us now, Glam. You can't go anywhere now. You're our boss for life. I know Lucy of all people. Well, now she's stuck with us too. The dinghy boat. Yeah, the dinghy room, where small boats are kept. If I was a boat, I'd be a dinghy, because I'm small. Oh, guys, thanks so much for the subs. I really appreciate that. Natsume. Yes, I believe it was a name rather along those lines.
Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him on so little?
I'm sorry, Mr. Sato, but I have not the slightest idea what you mean.
What? I can't believe he was looking Sato-san squarely in the eye while feigning ignorance.
I assure you, I'm not merely feigning, I can't say the word. Feigning? Faking? I know the word, I can't pronounce it. Feign ignorance. It would appear as if the pair of you are under some misapprehension.
Oh? How?
I assure you, I have no recollection of accusing your astute compatriot of the crime. I'd be an awkward boat. A canoe? A kayak, perhaps? I find those are the most awkward boats. Especially canoes. They're so hard to paddle.
But that doesn't make sense.
The good detective of Scotland Yard made the following requests of me, and I quote verbatim. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene.
Ah, a man seen fleeing.
There are a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. From the book plates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased. Upon speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to his address. Elementary, wouldn't you say? He said the word. He did the thing. I believe there is a receipt around here somewhere from the establishment in question.
So you don't think Mr. Natsume is the culprit then?
That I could not tell you. But it was aggravating my faculties. That's why I returned here. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books. I found myself quite lost in bibliophilia. No, bibliophily. Bibliophily. Moving on. Do not be deceived into believing that I am a man of leisure. No, no, no.
Oh dear.
What? Bibliophy? What is that? Bippity boppity boo. I struggled a bit at that word as well. I've never heard that word or seen it. That's the first time I've ever experienced that word. Nah, tell me. Have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings?
Yes, Mr. Garadeb. A retired military man.
It's someone who likes books? Oh. Okay. Interesting. Intriguing. Bibliophia? Bippity boppity boop. Moving on.
Yeah, Mr. Garadeb.
A retired military man. I'm glad you're here, Coco. You can tell me the words I don't know.
It was the first time I've ever met a soldier from the Great British Institution, that is, the services. And it was the first time I've ever met a maid from the Great British Institution, that is, service.
B.
I didn't think it was that funny.
I do apologize. As you may well be aware, many households in London employ a maid.
Yes, I read as much in my Great Britain primer.
Isn't English your only language? Yes, but that doesn't mean I'm good at it. Yeah, and like Drippy says, it sucks. And so, conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken the social standings of those dwelling therein.
Betoken their social standing? Sorry?
Put simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that. In the upper echelons of society, of course, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family.
Goodness, how extraordinary.
It's actually true. I remember you saying that, Coffee Cups. It's 3 languages in a trench coat. I love that. I love that expression. As you can appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between the middle and lower class, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance.
I had no idea.
And it is for precisely that reason that I find great stimulation in the situation upstairs. Specifically, in the retired Army veteran, Mr. John Garadeb.
No?
Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, I am as yet unable to ascertain.
I'm thoroughly lost on what he means to say.
The Dinghy Room. This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot it is to dwell in a place such as this will stab somebody sooner or later.
Mr. Natsumi has stabbed no one.
Duh, but sooner or later, as I said.
I don't believe that's the issue here. About this dark little room, Mr. Sholmes. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea?
No window?
Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there is a window of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks.
I see. The answer to that question is quite simple. Window tax.
Window tax? What is that?
Surely, not a tax on windows. Precisely that. That's... No way that's a thing.
Oh my goodness.
Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country by the number of their windows. Those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family, home perhaps rapidly closed up windows. Is this a real thing? While the rich opened windows here, there, and everywhere. An effort to curry flavor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money.
How awful! And unjust! Forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light.
Indeed, disease is rife as a result. For some 40 years ago, or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. But its legacy remains, as you can see, in squalid lodgings such as these, for example.
I suppose Mr. Natsumi's stipend for living here in London isn't very generous, perhaps.
It would appear so. I've done a little digging, and discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price.
Because the room is so awful, I should think.
Hotel Trivago. Just looked up. It was a thing? No way. It was repealed in England, 1851. Bruh. Humans suck. Taxing people based on how many windows they have? We are the worst species on Earth. Jesus, man. Yes, that's correct. However, I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation.
Oh?
Still, that is of little relevance here. A matter not worthy of further attention.
Are you sure? I'm curious now.
Gotta love when the music stops, the orchestra stops in the background to get real important dialogue. Well, I believe I've told you all I can now.
Thank you, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, yes, Mr. Naruto. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of law?
You remembered that, did you?
Will you perhaps be offering your services in this very matter, I wonder? To the occupant of this room, Mr. Natsumi, was it?
I'm not sure.
What? Why? Not sure? On what grounds?
Well, I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday.
Really? Well then, I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized, and promptly too.
The thing is, it's really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients? To trust in their innocence?
Yes, trust.
Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Natsumi didn't do it, did he?
My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea.
Oh, but I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate?
Yes, that was indeed my initial intention. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them. I feel like if Drippy entered this room, he would be the opposite. Like, instead of seeing only books, he would see everything but the books, and the room would be entirely so small. He's like, whoa, there's like almost nothing in this room. Like, you can barely see the walls. Where is everything? Nevertheless, there are two facts that I can state quite unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of this room, and there are witnesses who swear to having seen the same man commit the crime. That is all I can say. Oh my god, that reminds me of Bookman. Drippy becomes Bookman. His alter ego superhero. And one more thing.
Oh, what is it, Mr. Sholmes? Tell us.
I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it is of relevance to this case, but I am quite sure that the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something.
Mr. Garradeb is. Mr. Sholmes said as much before, actually, didn't he?
Anyway, at present, that is really all that plays on my mind in relation to this case.
Mr. Naruto, as yet our investigations have uncovered nothing that could help establish Mr. Natsumi's innocence. No, you're right. Perhaps it's time we probed a little deeper into Mr. Garradeb's secret.
Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be relevant or not. But I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruto. Thanks, dude. Oh, and you're gone.
A busy man indeed. He's gone back to his book in the corner of the room.
He is? Wait, dude, you have a thing? You have things to do. Help me. Oh my god, he is in the corner of the room again.
Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes?
Yes, so true. To be or not to be? That is indeed the question, Mr. Naruto.
To be or not to be brushed off? That is the question, and the answer is all too clear. Let's leave Mr. Sholmes in peace, shall we?
Alright. What is this emoji? Wait, what is it? It's Blastoise. It's Blastoise. I believe it's Blastoise from the Tekken version. Pokemon. What was it called? Was it called Pokemon Tekken? Anyways, the Blastoise in that version is really weird. It has really long legs. Look him up, and you will absolutely regret it. It is not a Blastoise. That is, you know the Toads videos I love when they have long human legs? It looks like that. Rue's doing pretty good, I'd say, Coffee Cups. I'd say so. She purred for me again today, so that was cute. All right, Mr. Garradeb. What is your secret? What was his voice? Ah, you pair again. Jerry, what's the detective chap? I forget his name. Still hard at work down there.
Mr. Sholmes?
Ah, yes, rings a vague bell. Oh, but the detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid. Right? Right, Trippy? His legs are disgusting. Like, that's not Blastoise. That's not my Blastoise. He's supposed to have little stubby arms and legs, but no, that is gross. Obviously, he doesn't skip leg day, but, like, at a cost, man.
Well, Mr. Sholmes is in his element down there.
Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joan. Now then, why don't you tell me what the... Ah! For the umpteenth time, woman, will you watch what you're... bally well doing? Ah, I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir. Yes, of course. Rightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave, if you'd be so kind.
Oh, yes, of course. We are deeply grateful for all your assistance.
Not at all, not at all. Don't get much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourselves. It's been a pleasure. And best of luck and all that. Perhaps you could see yourselves out.
According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garrideb is hiding something. And since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us at the moment, perhaps we should do some digging.
I saw him appear. You can't, Mr. Sholmes. You can't. Stop. Get down. He's a child. I can't take him anywhere. Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, what's he doing over there? Mr. Sholmes!
Aha! We meet again, my dear fellows. Good gracious, when did you sneak in here? Hullock Shum, sir, at your service. Whatever were you doing over by the window? A new Sky scene is coming out soon? Ooh, that's cool. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be based off another movie? I'm given to watching the evening sky as the sun sets, madame. Yet sadly, cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks an aperture for such observation. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up here.
Well, keeping an eye on to one's windows. Keeping an eye to one's windows at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering.
And one other thing, Mr. Naruto.
Oh, me?
I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind.
Wait, he's not talking about... Is he? I didn't expect to be going through that again soon.
Oh, here we go. It's time for trouble and prepare for double.
Do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
There is a mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes seen the most trivial of trifles. I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruto.
I think so.
There's just time enough for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude the matter before dark. Okay. It's called The Season of Flight. I've been avoiding spoilers left and right, but I'm guessing new spirits and stuff. Cool. Seasons of Flight. Maybe you'll be able to fly better? That'd be cool. I get that, though. Whenever a new update's coming out for a game I love, I'm like, nope. I don't want to spoil anything. It's funny, though. There are some games where I don't want any spoilers, but there are others where I want to see everything. Like Pokemon. I'm like, if a new Pokemon game's coming out, I'm like, I would like to see all the Pokemon, please. I would like to prepare my team in advance. Thank you very much. Mr. Garrideb, though it would seem you are a military man of considerably distinguished service, your standings as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first rate. I'm afraid, sir, that is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by carefully observing your living arrangement.
I beg your pardon.
The first is that even as we speak, you are conceding the presence of a ferocious beast in your care.
Gay?
And the second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you.
Mr. Naruto, look! The old man's broken out in a cold sweat.
Is he No, there's nothing no.
Unbelievably! It seems Mr. Shum's conclusions are both spot on.
No.
How? How could you possibly?
How could I possibly know? You mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the king of the beasts. Oh boy.
Ah!
And I know only too well that the wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Yes, please. Here we go. Nature of the beast. Beauty and the Beast. No, not again. What are you talking about, Drippy? This is a great time. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Thus, we are faced with the question: what form might this beast take? Ah, for a man with military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garradeb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. Yes, though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. A fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of the beasts.
What is this piffle, I ask you?
In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in this very house. Okay, this is getting a little no.
What?
Yet, living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well, yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madame. Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction. It is? Head injury. Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. For protruding from them is a handbill advertising a circus show. No, not a circus. No more circuses. Ah! Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garradeb, at Batty's Circus. Batty's Circus? What was it called before? What was a circus called in the original Ace Attorney games? No Acro and Bat. I never want to see either of them again. Chat's too thirsty for Acro. I'm not okay with it. What was that circus called? I don't remember. A traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park. Oh, the Berry Big Circus. Berry, Batty, that's kind of close, I guess. I've observed the tent. You sold the salvaged lion, sir, to the circus troupe.
I most certainly did not.
I believe I have made my point. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. And a very simple visit to the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through the ring of fire. I mean, it's far-fetched, but it sounds like it could be the case. Now, Mr. Garadeb, it's plainly clear to see that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is vertebly tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Mid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage.
Nonsense, man. I simply...
But what? We must now ask ourselves, is the true cause of this pain? And we need only to follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is this pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for your payment. Ah! For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. I'm pretty sure lions do not eat potatoes, wheat, and tea. The meat, sure, but I don't think they're potato fans. And so you had no choice but to let it go. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Oh, unimaginable! The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. Is that blood? No, just burnt carpet, right? A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, dearie me. What could have caused such a destructive outburst? Ah! This time, madame, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wondering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we only need to look at the Tower of Cakes. Ah! Pretty sure she meant a candle, since one is missing. There is no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it or was it not once said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact. Okay. Whatever do you mean? Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. We were not feeding a lion cake. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There is only one logical conclusion. Walked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India. Yeah, okay, that one was too much of a stretch. Ah. Oh my god, that that video of the circuit, is that how you pronounce it? Pokemon? In Japanese. All it does is, ah! Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle. Alright then, Mr. Holmes, alright then. Ah! What is the matter with you, Joan? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me. Ah. Oh. Whoops. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Garadeb. I'm afraid I didn't notice. They're pogging. No. My deductions can be startling sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times, too. Oh.
Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again. But, could I make an observation?
Why, certainly, Mr. Naruto. What is it again?
Well, your deduction just now. Do you really think a lion could have fit inside of a room this size?
Indeed. It is only the explanation of the facts. The terrifying truth of all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense.
But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realms of common sense as well? But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garradeb and his maid would have been hurt, or worse.
Ah, that's where you are stuck. No doubt the four military men held his own against the beast, using that large cannon. No.
I thought you said that they sold the lion to the circus.
You're free! Yay! Glem's free, everybody! Hashtag freedom for Glem.
And Susato, and what about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. But I don't believe I have ever heard of a lion that drinks tea.
I'm gonna have a pot of coffee, and I'll keep studying, okay? I need you guys to hold me accountable. Don't let me stay here for more than 30 minutes. You got it, Clem. You got it. You have, it's 4 o'clock now. You have till 4:30, and then, I don't know. We'll start spoiling things for shows you haven't seen. For Rick and Morty, we'll spoil Rick and Morty if you stay longer than 30 minutes. There we go. We'll keep you accountable, Clem. Don't you worry. Ah, my dear Mr. Sato, it occurs to me of some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great British soil, Rick and Morty die. Strippy, we told her we'd give her 30 minutes, okay? We can't be giving the spoils away yet. They are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea.
Oh, what a glorious notion.
I like how there's like a reference to a lion in a circus. Like, that was definitely in the old game.
Well then, Mr. Naruto, it's your turn to shine again. I had a feeling that was coming. A slight message. Massage.
That's all Mr. Shome's deductions need. You can do it. Oh, I thought she was going to massage me. I was like, what? Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction. Partner? Aww. We're partners now. We're best friends. Yeah, no worries, Glenn. Make that, hopefully, cup of coffee, not pot.
We don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsumi's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least, that's what I want to believe.
Let us start again. From the beginning. Of Herlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular. I'm right here, though. We know coffee cups. If you ever make an alter count coffee cups, you have so many options, man. That you can just be like decaf coffee cups, or coffee pot, or I don't know, iced coffee. Like, you have so many options you can make. Okay. Thus we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? Death before decaf. No! Guys, I have been drinking decaf for a few weeks now because normal coffee messes me up, and I love it. I actually find it does wake me up a little, like enough, and the taste is good. I can't tell the difference between the taste, and I'm not dying. I don't get jittery. I'm not staying up late because of coffee. Like, give decaf a chance, at least for us who have a low tolerance. Okay. Do you know the acronym for cup of coffee? COC? What? Is there a different one? Is it just COC? Never mind. What is it? What? No, don't you never mind me. What is the acronym for a cup of coffee?
I really didn't, see the lion thing coming.
I see what you were trying to do, Drippy. Oh, was he trying to make me say a bad word? Is that what he was doing? Drippy, get your mind out of the gutter. Come on, come on.
Got him! No, but if you observe Mr. Gyarados' reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this room. Yes, something with very fierce nature. But it couldn't have been a lion transported from India. So what was it then? We must follow Mr. Gyarados' gaze. What will lead us to the true answer?
What in the... No, did he have a daughter?
What's his photograph? It appears to be Mr. Gyarados' wedding.
Oh, wife. Okay, never mind.
He looks very happy, doesn't he? He does, but you can't make out his bride. No, how unfortunate.
I thought I said fortunate.
Something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face.
I missed the baby from chapter 1. Honestly, me too. He was a good character.
I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply there.
Take that!
Newlywed bride. The snapping time.
The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by the newlywed bride.
Precisely, Mr. Naruto. No other explanation could possibly fit. Oh, God damn it, dude. Stop stealing my thunder. Yes, this frame pictures your wife, Mr. Gyarados. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscured,
we can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain.
No, indeed, surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast.
Honored might be stretching a point.
Jesus, okay. Call out his wife.
Too late. The fact remains that the beast, which so clearly salvaged his screenshot, shh,
was your wife, Mr. Gyarados.
There!
Chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. You don't think the girl who was stabbed was his wife, do you? Well, yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madame! Me! I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to see. Yes, yes, yes.
The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself. Well, I don't know about fragile. Oh, dear. Anyway, like, oh, Jesus. Okay, you're gonna go there. Well, anyways, Mr. Sholmes is quite right. There's no sign of a Mr. Gyarados anywhere. But it seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue that this mate is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Gyarados' wife could be.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, you get a full 360 view here. Hey, what's this ring? A wedding ring? Wait. Is she actually the wife? And that's why she keeps messing up pouring tea, because she's not used to it? Which means the girl who was killed on the street is actually the maid? Maybe? So the process they use to take the caffeine out makes the coffee taste weird. Oh, I missed a sentence. Oh, does it? I honestly can't tell the difference. Maybe it's just like because that's the coffee I drink. I'm sure great coffee, yeah, they probably would taste a little different. We should totally have a screenshot command so we can keep track of how many. Oh my god, that's a great idea, Coco. A screenshot counter? I love that. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call her out on the wedding ring.
Take that!
Ha!
Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to Beast's current whereabouts.
Ah!
Indeed it does. The flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away.
Yeah, no worries, Drippy.
For it is identical to the one shown on the hand in Mr. Garrodub's bride in his photographic print. In other words, you are no ordinary housemaid. No! You are Mr. Garrodub's lucky bride. You are Miss Garrodub herself.
Oh my! Word! Anyways.
Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmise, this is the wife, yes, my Joan. Rather let herself go, you might just say, ah!
It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. Wait, can I read what he actually said? But she was a bally corker back? What is a bally corker?
After all, you are a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting your out rooms. Tisk. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? It's not right, I tell you. I was second lieutenant on the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? By golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford a single maid in his employ.
Yes, here in London, one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearance are a folly.
You mean Mr. Garrodub has his wife work as his maid?
Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Garrodub? Cole has added 1 screenshot to his questionable screenshot gallery. I think you did, Glem.
Only in company, obviously. But listen here, this must remain a secret.
That's to his questionable screenshot gallery. What are you talking about? It's not questionable. It's highly questionable.
A tip-top secret, please.
The raging wife of Mr. Garrodub. Now, Mr. Garrodub, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, and in that blithe pose, the distress his loss has caused you is furtively intangible. Or tangible, rather. Goes out of 2 screenshots to his highly questionable screenshot gallery. Perfect. Chef kisses. Perfect, Clem. Thank you.
Mr. Shelves is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garrodub's wife a beast. Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable. But Mr. Garrodub, Mrs. Garrodub is standing beside her husband as we speak.
Yo, Spirit Man, how's it going, dude? Long time no see, how are you?
In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true. So perhaps that supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Gyarados' pain is tangible, though. What could that pose of his really signify?
I know, I could see it from here. He has a handprint on his hand. Slapped cheek.
Take that!
Dude, you're not British. Stop with the fake British accent.
Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that slapped cheek.
Oh yeah, he gets his cheek slapped, all right. We know what they're into. They're not into pogging. They're into something very spelt closely to pogging. Just splatting while I'm also streaming. Oh, nice, Spirit Man. Splat away, splat away. And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade was you, Madam Joan Caradab. Well, yes. You have been desperate to hide that slap mark on your cheek, sir. Yarg!
How the blazes? How did you work that out, man?
Jesus, I don't like the front of him. Go back to being a moon. Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow.
That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep your other side from view. Well, humph.
Now, let us proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves, what caused Madame Caradab to fly in rage? And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Pile of bills? I don't know.
Didn't Mr. Sholmes say that the bills were all for lion fodder? Yes, but now we've established that the lion never existed.
Yes, coffee cups. Yo, go there and I'll meet you there, man.
Which can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr. Gyarados' wife, Mr. Ruto. She's a person, not a thing. Yes, well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. One so hard that it left a perfect hand mark, in fact. Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? I'd love to know the answer to that question.
Oh? Hello, kissy mark.
Ah, someone must be reading this book at the moment. There's a bookmark here. Look. Mr. Gyarados is clearly an avid reader. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark. Oh no, so it isn't. It's a note, written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. And look next to the signature here. Lip marks, made with lipstick. Oh, what a passionate and romantic gesture. Don't get any ideas, Chisato son. Oh dear, I'm sorry.
Did he just straight up decline her? Was he just like,
Yeah, sorry, not interested. Kazuma's more my cup of tea.
like, bruh, she was hitting on you.
So this bookmark is actually a love note then. Love note.
Take that!
Such a long drive, though. Yeah, it really is. It really is, though.
Yes, it is this love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer.
Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Oh, jeez. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is a fly in the ointment here. Oh, jeez.
Brat, I don't know the Bali woman. You don't know her? That note wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got there.
It was just in there, you say?
That's right. That's what I've been saying. Ah!
A likely story.
Now listen here, Joan. Old thing. I explained at the time. I bought the book at the second-hand place, and that note must already have been in there. So, the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean? Oh, so you mean the previous owner of the book was using a, bookmark, you mean? That's right. That's what I've been saying. Ah!
A likely story.
For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name. It's written to James. My name, in case you've forgotten, is John. Ah!
A likely story. What do you mean a likely story? That's not his name.
Are you questioning my name now?
But Jesus. And there we have it. Arouse the suspicions of the female heart, and you unleash a beast with a most ferocious bite.
Ugh.
Now, as a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. I know, right? That slap, you could feel it, man. If you could fly there, I would imagine so. Is there an airport in Mississauga? You could land in Toronto and then drive to Mississauga. That wouldn't be too far of a drive, I think. Oh, dearie me. That could have caused such a destructive outburst. Nah. Yep. This time it was definitely a candle. Ugh, renting a car. You could just get an Uber.
But surely Mrs. Garrett didn't eat the carpet. No, of course not. But here, but there doesn't seem to be any doubt. The state of disarray of this room is in the result of her wild temper. No, that's true. So, this is the last part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction that we need to fix. We need only to follow Miss Garrett's gaze. All right, let's see what we can. Yes!
It's the candle. The candle.
The carpet here has been ripped to shreds. Yes, and according to Mr. Sholmes' deduction, the tears match those by an Indian line. Oh, look there. What is it? If you look close at the edge, you can see scorch marks. Oh, yes, you can. In that case, perhaps the carpet wasn't eaten in the normal sense at all.
I want to click on the candle. No? Okay, I'll just click on the candlestick then.
This looks like a very old candlestick, doesn't it? The vase looks too small. Surely it's very unstable. It looks to me like even the slightest knock would make it topple over. Oh dear, that would be dangerous. Wait, take a closer look at this. There's one candle missing. Yes, I didn't notice that before. Why is that, I wonder?
Okay, is that the thing I can point at then?
Take that!
Good, okay. Sometimes it makes you think it's one thing and you have to examine it to be another thing. I just wanted to make sure.
Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the candlestick.
Most illuminating, my dear fellow, and of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth.
Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible.
Indeed, the scorch marks at the edge clearly give the truth away. I think Buffalo is actually closer. Oh, that's right. Niagara Falls is shared between the states and Canada. Right, you don't have to land in Canada to go there. You can land somewhere in the US and go there. I forgot about that. Scorch marks. It would appear that this room was the scene of a little marital altercation. Miss Garrett's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. The force of her strike caused a candle to fall from the holder. And in seconds, the carpet was alight and the whole corner of the room was in flames. Yeah, no worries, Clem. You got this. You got this. You easily got this. Everyone give a you got this to Clem, because Clem's got this. Enjoy studying if you can. Thanks so much for being here. I can land in the US and go pretty much anywhere in Canada. That is true. That is true. But the most ferocious beast in this world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire. I won't put thanks. Good luck anyways. I'm sorry. Studying sucks, but you got this, Clem. And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok. Had I quickly put, my dear fellow. So you see, there is but one conclusion here. After the sparks of martial discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire. Oh, he's standing. Mr. Sholmes, sir, I salute you! Oh. Aww. Aww. They're a cute couple after all. Solved. Another job well done for Jesse and James. I mean, Ryan and Herlock. It's these dash-long winter nights, you know. Nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good second-hand bookshop just around the corner, but all my old novels there. And in the pages of one particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material. Sorry guys, I'm gonna grab my water real quick, one sec. Talking with these voices can make my throat a little dry. That's better. That's better. For which your wife, admonished you harshly, it seems. Don't know about admonish. Demolished might be rather close to the mark. And beast is more certainly an adapt. Ah! Here we go again. And the carpet. Was that destroyed by fire when a candle fell on the floor? Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. I was caught between the old stick's rage and raging flames. You painted a torrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining. That's sympathy for you. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. We've had to hide the mess behind that screen for the time being. Over there, Mr. Garrideb. Well, you have nothing more to hide now, if you allow me. Oof. Ooh, those poor books, no. Had all my favorite old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up into smoke. Gosh. And the wife started hurling things at me. What
What a terrible sight it must have been.
Where was I? Back up against the window, under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books incoming, 10 to the dozen. Worst if it is, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride.
The Lion's Pride. Ah, yes, your notorious love of big cats coming through again.
I assure you, the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest.
So the poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast rampage.
The Buffalo Airport has a shuttle to Niagara Falls. Yo, well, there you go, Coffee Cuts, man. You can go there. You can totally go there. I'll meet you there.
Mr. Shelm's deductions turned out to be correct once again. It can only be described as a great British wonder.
I tell you, it was a total carnage. Flames everywhere, and the old sick in a full fuddle.
Out of interest, what time of day was that?
I'm not sure I can remember. It was 2 days ago now. Let's see, around 5 o'clock, I think.
So at exactly the same time as a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below.
Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. The whole of Blighty could have been flattened outside my window at the moment. And I wouldn't have noticed a dash thing.
Oh, really?
Because of the smoke. So he can't be a witness then.
Mr. Shelms!
Yes, Mr. Naruto. What can I do for you?
Well, I think we've got to the bottom of the Mr. Garib's situation now. But what does that have to do with Mr. Natsumi's circumstances?
I can't help you there, I'm afraid.
What?
My dear fellow, if you recall, I did as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man was maybe hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be of relevance or not. Bummer.
I just knew you were gonna say that.
Now, Mr. Naruto, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into one of only two categories, those relevant to the case and those not.
That makes no sense to me.
Well, no matter. It is far greater importance that you make up your mind now.
Sorry?
Visiting hours at the prison will soon be over.
No. Is it that time already? If we're to accept Mr. Natsumi's case, we have official paperwork to attend to.
Oh, paperwork.
So that's it. No more time to think.
Perhaps you'd like to betake yourselves to biding us farewell now. I must prepare supper for Mr. Garadab.
No! Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Thank you both very much for your time. Sasuke-san will be waiting for us. Ososuke-san. And I'm going to have to give him an answer.
Well, that's that then. Let's go see the dude. Very odd parents. Oh, I went to the wrong place. Did I?
It's time, Mr. Naruto. You must hurry back to the prison. Yes, I know. Let's hail a car.
Oh, okay, I did click the right one.
Oh. What's the matter? It looks like something's going on over there in front of the Gyarados house.
No, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I don't know who this clown, this jester is. I am not interested. Please go home. Please, don't make me voice you. I want to see the kitty again. Oh, me too. I have a good feeling the cat will be back. Okay. Okay. I know thee not, old man. Fall to the prayers.
Hey, Colin, old man, you rum-looking nimmy-pitty.
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than I dreamt of in philosophy.
Who's this Horatio fella, eh? What are you on about?
God, Popeye Joe's? He looks like an extra from Shrek. Yes, Drippy. A truck driver voice? How do I do that?
Hey, what the? How are you now?
I'm sorry. It just looked as though there might be some problem here. And my associate here, Mr. Naruto, is a lawyer, you see.
Hey, a lawyer. What?
If I could be an assistant, I'd be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I have studied English law.
Tisk. Fine, I'll be on my way for today, but mark your words. This ain't over yet.
Get thee to a nunnery. Oh,
Do I look like a bloomin' nun to you?
I hate him already. I hate him so much.
I do hope you're not injured.
Oh, fat Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle, thank you.
What was that all about?
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
I'm not Horatio either.
Good.
Forgive the inquiry, sir, but are you a lodger here? In the garret residence?
Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so right. Yes, I do dwell in this humble adobe.
Mr. Garrett had mentioned that he had another lodger, didn't he? This must be the man. Do you happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor?
Ah, yes, a gentleman named Natsume. Ha ha ha! Oh, more worthy of a polemis in my ballet of words ne'er could be there.
Sorry? Oh, battle did you say?
I thought it said ballet. Who is the stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Natsume and I sparred long into the night. Oh, great. So he's a Shakespeare advocate. Terrific.
I see. I don't fully understand, but it seems Mr. Natsume and this gentleman are acquaintances at least.
It's the same as a fruit cup and Lonk. Yeah, but this guy's also a fruit cup. I only have so many voices, and this guy is definitely fruity. Fruity tooty. So, fair maiden. So, good gentleman. I can tarry there no longer. Fare thee well. And he's gone.
I didn't really understand him, but I think he's returned to his room. It seems he's unaware of what's happened to Mr. Natsume, so he can't really help us.
A New York City cab driver? I can't do that. That's not in my wheelhouse. That's not in my vocabulary. I can barely do a British accent. I cannot do a New York City cab driver.
Hey, y'all get in the car.
That's my cab driver accent.
With Sasuke-san and the Manus lodgers, the Garradeb house is certainly full of eccentrics. Anyway, I'll go and find a carriage. Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly awaiting our return. Let's hope we can get to the prison before visiting hours are over.
And there he is. That's not a Heart's voice. So what's the difference? they're cab drivers from the New York apparently.
New York. Yeah, I see. Now, what do you all take me for?
Oh God, I hate Lada. Oh my God. Hi. Oh God, no. No, put that face away, please. Please don't look at me like that. Oh no. When I see like 80% of these characters, most of the time it's, oh no. Honestly, same, Drippy.
Oh, it's you! You were here! You came! Welcome, student Mr. Naruto Esquire! I can't believe you came back! I'm so touched!
Deep breath.
We are so sorry we kept you waiting, Mr. Natsume. Oh no, thinking nothing of it. Relax. If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure at the company of such fine compatriots. Noble, nurturing, never failing Nipponese.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, now, let's not get carried away.
Oh, I quite agree. There doesn't more shown than the familiarity of one's native hand. On the other hand. Oh, it's him again. It is through friendships transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the fact. Such is my belief, at least.
Yes. Oh, it's you! The miserable rotten spy! Herlock Sholmes!
Yes, it does, coffee cups.
Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing here?
I have no intention of doing anything per se. Say, observing, of course.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that gloomful room, and having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair, I decided I should drop in on my way home to see how divested friend is faring. Divested?
Gloomy room.
At least your accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is the superior option. Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in books. My day has been a delight, and cost me not a penny.
You! How dare you! Herlock Sholmes!
Uh-huh.
Ugh. I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Haunted by spirits in those accursed lodgings. No doubt my luck will be cursed in tomorrow's trial as well. My whole life has been damned! What are you thinking, Mr. Naruto? He mentioned that once before, didn't he? That his lodgings were accursed. I mean...
And there is much truth in Mr. Mustache's words. Mr. Mustache.
What?
Curse is a wholly appropriate description, I would say, for the man's lodgings, and indeed for tomorrow's trial.
What's that supposed to mean?
It just got really dark and creepy.
Mr. Natsume, what did you mean by what you just said just now? About the trial tomorrow being cursed? Oh no! Why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything of it. Oh, I see. That's really agitated him. You don't mean the trial really is cursed somehow? Are you referring to the prosecutor of the Reaper of the Bailey? The Reaper? Oh no, what do you mean? Please tell me. Summarize it succinctly in 16 salient words. No defendant has ever survived the trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution ever.
No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands in for the prosecution ever. Wow. 16 words exactly. Nice job, man. Nice job.
Oh my goodness! Can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly! Oops. Yesterday, Mr. Naruto successfully defended someone against the Reaper. But then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances. Mr. McGilded. What?
I am impressed, Mr. Susato. You have an eye for detail.
Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us. Mr. Sholmes, surely it can't be that having failed to have accused convicted, Lord Van Zeeks killed the man himself. Oh no, he couldn't have, surely.
You have some wonderful notions.
Sorry?
This man isn't a mass murderer. He's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow.
Oh, yes. Why, of course he is. Of course he is. Then why are you trying to scare me?
It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis. Oh?
What on earth do you mean by that?
Van Zeeks is a quite exceptional man. However, in London Court of Laws, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception.
No, that's good. Sasuke-san looks like he's gonna cry tears of joy.
As you are no doubt aware, in a British criminal trial, there is both a judge and a jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It is an excellent system, whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated.
Right.
Criminals and corporate lawyers for that matter, can use it to their advantage. By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling impostors as witnesses, and so on. By such underhand means, those who would want to are able to sway the jury. There we go. Which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail.
But it means the wrong verdict can be passed.
And sadly is from time to time, my dear madame. It is simply the reality of the situation.
And that's all right?
However, those indicted by Lord Van Zeeks cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed.
Oh my.
Though the adjudication may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom, within months they all disappear. It is most striking.
Disappear? But how?
By all manners of misfortune, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into the Thames and drowned. Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever, or perhaps attacked by a highwayman.
No.
An example of the reality of events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruto.
Huh, I knew it. I'm a dead dodo, done for, doomed.
Dude, if you clench your jaw any tighter, you're gonna have some dental problems. I feel like you're gonna expose gums or something. I don't know, man.
When you said accused lodgings before, you were referring to your room at Mr. Garrett's house, I assume. Do you mean to say you believe the place is cursed?
It's been a year now since I came to the Great Britain. But I'd only been in London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself.
That didn't take long then.
Everywhere I looked, there were four faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going outside. They were always staring at me, all the time, from dawn to dusk. So I shut myself away in my room. But even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away.
You must have been very lonely having been away from your homeland for such a long time.
I've had to move a number of times. Most recently to that room on Briar Road a week ago now.
Yes. Why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient.
The rent is cheap. I have so little money, it appealed to me straight away. Of course,
I asked why it was so affordable. The landlord just simpered and said, "The room is cursed." Oops. He quickly tried to recover his mistakes, but it was too late, so I told him, "If you have something to say, then say it. But if not, don't mention it in the first place."
Yes, well said.
Don't worry, JoJo. We'll protect you. See, I haven't even finished the first season of JoJo, but like I can see it. The exaggerated poses and stuff. To me, he's just Mr. Crocker from Fairly Odd Parents. Like, that is him to a T.
But it was true. It was all true.
You mean the room really is cursed then?
Ever since I moved into that windowless hellhole, my sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as though I'm being choked to death.
The poses don't stop. I've heard after the first one, it gets much better. I'm 2 episodes away from finishing the first one, and I just can't bring myself to do it.
And in my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street. I'm branded a killer, thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me.
Please don't stop. Do it. Really? Okay. I will, Coco. I will eventually. Right now, I really want to finish Naruto. I'm 20 episodes away. I'm so close to get this done and just never have to watch it again. And then I can watch all the animes I want.
Surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. If only there was someone, just one person on my side. Could no one find it in his or her heart to believe in me? Really, no one at all.
To believe. Yes, to believe. To believe or not to believe, that is indubitably the question. Ah, Mr. Shums.
Ah, me, Mr. Naruto. Pray, what can I do for you?
Is that the case on the Ancestor, if you recall?
The bra. Ah, the case. The one with the snake.
Well, yes. At the time, I was the suspect, but you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. And you helped us to investigate.
I did I? Interesting.
What I want to know is, why? Why did you believe me?
I see, yes. You mean, because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with a victim in a locked room.
Well, if you like, yes.
I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said, I didn't do it.
But I could have been lying. Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little.
I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you nor in that which you were telling me.
What?
You see, the only things I believe in are those I choose to believe in.
What? What do you mean, Mr. Shums?
I make up my own mind about what is to believe and what is not. If I should like to believe in something, I do. The circumstances can hang as far as I'm concerned.
But I could have betrayed your trust.
In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse, in my opinion.
Meaning?
Whether or not one should trust another is, in the final analysis, down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself.
Yes, he's right. He's right. Locum student Mr. Naruto Esquire.
Whether or not I can believe in myself? Well, we're screwed.
A defense lawyer is only good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself.
Kazuma! Don't leave me with these weird people, and instantly replaced by weirdos. You were so right, Kazuma.
We went from a gorgeous angel to this face in front of us. Good lord. So we're taking the case then, I assume. Well, my dear fellows, it is time we are leaving, I believe.
Already?
Visiting hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out. There is a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me?
Oh dear. There is never enough time, is there? Mr. Natsume? If you'd like, in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you.
Did not sound so happy about it. It's like it's like when one of your relatives or weird aunts gives you a gift and you have to pretend you like it. Like, oh, I love this. This thing is terrific. I will use this thing all the time. I am so happy I received this item from you. Thank you, aunt or uncle. This will be the best gift of the year. Now I'm going to put it away forever until I can return it or give it to somebody else.
Locum student, Mr. Naruto Esquire.
I don't like him.
As I said, I only experienced our British courtroom for the first time yesterday. And although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial. Something crucial? What I do believe in, the defendant. Justice or the truth. How to believe even.
Oh, wait, what?
What to believe in, the defendant, justice, or the truth. How to believe even. But, I think I finally worked it out. I decided I must believe in myself above all else. To trust my instincts. Yes, Mr. Naruto. And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And it's imperative that we prove that in court. No shooting, Mr. Naruto Esquire. I will fight your innocence until the bitter end with every weapon available to me.
My aunt just gets me things from the Amazon wish list. Oh, see, that's smart. Oh, if only my relatives knew how to use Amazon in the first place.
So I hope you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow. As I said when we first met, I like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue. Of course, Mr. Natsume.
It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruto, that your mind was, in many ways, made from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it.
Yes, I think you're right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end.
What did they have to do with it?
Miss Usato. Yes? Would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow? In marriage, help me in court. Absolutely. As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant.
It's so cute when she's a little,
The shocking events of yesterday's trial will still weigh heavily on my mind. But it's time to stop looking backwards. Cosmo believed in me. Mr. Jones believes in me now, too. So it's time. Oh, and Susato, I guess. Time that I learned to believe in myself. Sosuke-san has no one. He's all alone, so it's my job to help him, to fight his corner. Tomorrow, in the courtroom, with all the strength I can muster. To be continued. Immediately. Bum, 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 bum.
Save complete. 20th of February, 9:23 a.m. Oh, it's the same place. Okay. Oh.
Well, I never expected this. Who'd have thought we'd be back here again so soon?
We are on a study tour of Great Britain with the intention of learning the country's legal practices. In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experience as possible.
Well, yes, I suppose that's true. But for the person in the dock, it may well be his or her one and only time in court. And it could be life-changing. In which case, treating it as research may seem a little crash.
Oh, when you put it like that, you're quite right.
Good morning. Oh. I liked it better when he was behind bars. There was space between us.
Ah, Mr. Natsumi, good morning.
Oh dear, are you all right? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot.
Oh, they are too. The early bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain.
Yes, I've heard that expression.
But I really don't want to catch a worm. So I tried just really not to wake up early. But I was worried, so I couldn't catch a wink. And now I'm absolutely exhausted as a result.
Do all literary people take things so literally?
Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsumi.
I wish I had 9 lives. My whole future hangs in a balance. I'm too terrified to tremble. As you tremble.
Really? Because I can feel tremors in the floor.
I can't do this. I can't take it. Although, local student Naruto Esquire.
Yes?
I caught a glimpse of the public gallery as I walked by the courtroom. It looked like the opening night of the opera. There were so many people. I had no idea my case was so notorious after a fair here in London.
No, neither did I. Do you know why that might be, Mr. Sato?
I'm sorry, Mr. Naruto, but I have no idea.
So that all-knowing look on your face is just coincidence then, is it?
Don't hide the truth from me. It's because of the Reaper, isn't it?
Lord Van Zeeks? Is that right, Mr. Sato?
I purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning. And yes, Lord Van Zeeks is on the front page of every one.
I knew it.
Sometime after the prosecution was subbed the Reaper of the Bailey, he stopped appearing in court, it seems. It's been several years now, in fact, until the day before yesterday.
Yes, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he?
Don't fear the Reaper. Yeah, that easier said than done. Especially when he's so intimidating. God, look at his vampire cloak.
I believe that person made even greater waves here in the capital than today's.
We wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived here in the courtroom.
Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon? For what appears to be a mundane murder? That's the question the papers are asking, and they are all speculating various answers.
Mundane! It's the most significant saga of the century to come to us.
Oh dear, I meant no offense, Mr. Natsume, but that is how the papers are describing it.
Well, at least we also forgot the fact that it could spark an international incident. Obviously, the rear page of this infamous prosecutor has got the people's attention. But there's another blatant similarity with the trial of 2 days ago.
Yes, I agree.
Welcome to it, Mr. Naruto Esquire. It's you!
Me? Well, I suppose that's true.
Both
times, it is you who stands against the legendary prosecutor. It can only mean that you're friends with the Reaper.
No, let's not go that far.
Please, I don't rub shoulders with Deathbringers.
I mean, that's not true. Kazuma died when he was in the same room, and then when the game first started, that person died in the restaurant where he was. I think he is a Deathbringer, man.
I'm afraid that there's really only one other explanation.
And then our client died in the carriage?
It can only be another example, Mr. Naruto, of your uncommon bad luck. Thanks for that. Oh, it's just my luck. Why must I be represented by a man with such a frail fortune?
Dude, you're lucky I'm here in the first place.
By the least lucky lawyer alive! Well, let's not forget that it was you, Mr. Natsume, who asked me to represent you. Yes, it's true that I'm just a student, new to London with little in the way of experience or skills or luck. But I promise you this. I will fight your corner until the bitter end, and I will believe in you, Mr. Natsume.
Oh, benevolent locum student, Mr. Naruto Esquire. Does he keep adding new words onto my name?
You're not alone here with us, Mr. Natsume. Whatever happens, we will always be on your side.
Oh, benevolent non-locum assistant, Miss Mikotoba Esquires.
I am in your debt forever! I shall never forget this.
Mr. Natsume, counsel for the defense. The court session is about to begin. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once. Yes, Bayleaf.
All right then, Mr. Natsume, it's time. Let's go.
Yes.
This is it. My second appearance in the British courtroom. In my second trial against the Reaper. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because this time, I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my client to the last. Just like you believed in me. I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight.
Here we go. Are we on the opposite side this time? We were on the other side last time. Oh no, I guess we weren't. Oh no, that's right. In the name of Her Majesty, the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is fully prepared, my lord.
The defense is ready, your lord. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
The Nipponese are truly a fascinating breed.
Sorry, what?
Lord Strongheart has told me all about you. If you're gonna keep playing, I'll have to disappear as soon as the first witness shows up. Oh, is that how far you made it? Yeah, no worries, Coco, no worries at all. We're gonna play till 6 my time, so like another 45 minutes. So maybe, maybe? That you are a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago, a mere amateur.
Do you have a point?
Being a compatriot, you feel compelled to try to help the accused, I suppose. Typical Nipponese arrogance.
Forgive me, but I do not believe arrogance is an appropriate description. Chisatsu-san! After all, at our previous encounter, the defendant was found to be innocent.
He's already drinking. It hasn't even started yet, dude. Come on. Very true. And a most fascinating, if dark, trial it was, too. The tragic conclusion came later, of course. Here's to the acquitted, and this his unfortunate violent end. Oh, what a crowd. Hey, wait a second. Wait a second. What is the maid doing in there? I just saw the maid. Isn't she evolved in this? Why is she there? I thought there were supposed to be people who were like far evolved in this. Thank you, councils. I see both sides are in fine fettle. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duties here in court as impartial members of the public? Excuse me? Why are you here again? This is rigged. This is entirely rigged.
You never know when you might be down on your luck, but I believe in fair play for everyone.
Dearie me, well, I must warn you. I'm rather more ruthless than I appear.
Hello. Oh, well, not me. What you see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fellow. He's my favorite. He's my favorite so far. I'm afraid to say, I think it's quite possible that Mustache Thorn did the deed. Come on, what are you waiting for? No doubt he did it anyway.
Hey, sorry, didn't quite catch that.
I like this jury. Very well, let us proceed. Your opening statement, if you please, Lord Van Zeeks. Very recently, Great Britain signed an alliance with a rising power in the Far East. The accused in the dock today is a student from that same land, a certain Mr. Soski Natsume. And while our courtroom has extended this foreign student the warmest of welcomes, regrettably, the kindness has not been returned. In fact, the student is accused of a most sinister act. Dude, we just started. Of plunging a knife into the back of an innocent woman who was doing nothing but walking down the street.
A knife crime. I tell you from bitter experience, those are the worst. Bloody oath they are.
I still don't believe he's innocent.
Oh, just look at the shallow complexion and short stature. He's one of those dreadful Japanese.
Come on, let's get this over with. With me now, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Hey, sorry, didn't quite catch that.
Who picked this jury? Pray, forgive the discourtesy of smashing my hollowed chalice here in this great chamber. Allow me to recall the first witness to the stand. Very well. Bayleaf, lead the inspector in, please. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, yay, the inspector. Your name and occupation, please.
Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, a detective inspector at Scotland Yard.
Would you please surmise the event of the case to the court, Inspector?
The victim is thought to be a young woman in her 20s by the name of Olive Green.
I beg your pardon, Inspector. Thought to be. And now I have to disappear. Yeah, no worries, Coco. Thanks for being here. So sorry we caught up so soon. Damn. It's a race to see who beats the game first. Have a lovely night, Coco. And great, great dreams that are not terrifying. Yes.
Yes, having been stabbed in the back by her attacker's knife, the victim fell unconscious. That was 3 days ago now. She's been comatose ever since.
What? So they don't even know who she is for sure.
Comatose. I see. But her life is not in danger. Fortunately for the Easter student, the charge will not be murder. Pray, elaborate on the details, Inspector.
Sir, if I could ask everyone to look at the street map. As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago, at around 5 in the afternoon. It happened on the pavements running alongside Briar Road, a wide thoroughfare for horse-drawn vehicles. It had not long since stopped snowing as the victim, Miss Green, was walking down the street. Out of the blue, she was approached from behind by the accused and stabbed in the back.
Okay.
Luckily, the young lady's life was spared, and she's currently being treated in one of the city's hospitals. But being unconscious as she is, we've been unable to take a statement from her, of course. This is the case file with everything we know about the victim so far.
And thank you, Inspector. The court will accept the documents as evidence if you please. Yay. What of the weapon that was used?
Sure. I have that here. It was removed from the victim's back.
Ouch! That big thing is starting to make me scared to walk down the streets now.
With a heavy blade like that, almost anyone would have been able to stab the poor woman.
Even that scragged-looking Softy son, I suppose.
A common or garden jackknife, I would say. Rather nondescript. Thank you, Inspector. The court accepts the blade as evidence.
Jackknife, jack of all trade, master of none.
Now then, what do we know of the motive? Money or valuables, I presume.
From what we could tell by looking at the woman's possessions, it seems like she is a poor student herself. Hard to imagine she would have anything much worth pinching, my lord.
I see. Well, in that case, are we looking at some deep-seated resentment toward the victim?
I'm afraid I couldn't say. Apart from visiting second-hand bookshops, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, doesn't appear to get out much. At this moment in time, we haven't been able to establish any sort of connection between him and the victim.
Yes!
If theft and grievance have been ruled out as motive, what reason could Mr. Natsume possibly have for stabbing the young woman? Yet you arrested the man in spite of that, in a total unjustified and heavy-handed way.
Objection!
Wow! Let's hope there was no one behind that pillar. It's like going to a court game. I mean, a baseball game. You want to try to catch the baseball? No. When you go to the court cases, you want to try to catch Van Zeke's wine glasses. Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging a freshly uncorked bottle into the public gallery. But your words have soured its hollow bouquet. For it is you, my learned friend, who is being heavy-handed here.
What?
Scotland Yard does not arrest people without good cause. That should be beyond question. Inspector Gregson, the prosecution calls for your formal testimony. Explain to the court precisely why the constabulary came to arrest the Nipponese student.
Yes, sir.
Why did he have fries in the court, dude?
As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred, and there was unusually light fog. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else about the victim and the accused. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Those being a number of old books he just bought. He was on his way home from a bookshop, it seems. It was just a matter of working out who the books belonged to, and we found the bloke to arrest him.
Old books, you say?
Yes, my lord. Later, I have a photograph here of the scene of the crime, taken immediately after the incident.
Jesus. Oh, yes. I can clearly see the books to which you are referring. Do we know any of the books? I will take that photograph print as evidence, please, Inspector. You Nipponese are a spineless breed, too cowardly to admit defeat. Denying everything despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary.
Well, Forgive me, Lord Van Zeeks, but the defendant is not denying everything, as you put it. What are you doing, Mr. Sato?
Do go on.
Mr. Natsume has admitted to playing some part in the incident. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruto? Well, now that you mention it, when we visited him in the prison yesterday, he did tell us what had happened. As I was walking along the accused pavement, I could make out the silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman, wearing a green overcoat she was. And just as I went to overtake her, she suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold, hard slabs of stone at my feet. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my legs would carry me back to my accused lodgings.
What a green overcoat.
Well, that's exactly what the woman in print was wearing. I'm a normal man.
Oh my, a photographic print in full color. What will the world come up with next?
The defendant has done nothing more than admit he fled the scene of a terrifying incident. That does not mean that he's guilty of the heinous crime of stabbing the woman in the back.
There was nobody else there at the time. Just the two of them, the victim and the accused. In other words, there was nobody else who could possibly have stabbed the woman. A fact that the accused concedes.
Nug!
It seems this cross-examination could prove to be pivotal, counsel. Proceed, please.
Yes, my lord. Nothing for it. I have to use this cross-examination to turn the tables here. It's our only chance.
I mean, is it? I feel like we have plenty of chances.
All right, let's start pressing. Press. A light fog, you say?
Yes, light for London. You can see the opposite side of the streets for once. No, not much farther though.
That's light, is it?
Around these parts, yes. Not something I expect a Japanese fellow like yourself to know, of course.
I've read that London is famous for its fog. But in my country, people usually imagine that it gives the city a rather beautiful appearance.
Tisk. How quaint.
Yes, well, it's not something us Londoners tend to romanticize, as I expect you can appreciate.
I see.
At this time of year, the fog causes a large number of accidents, especially when it's heavy. Sometimes you can't even see your own hand at the end of your arm.
Indeed. The other day I was very nearly trampled by horses before I could see the carriage they were pulling.
Ugh! Sasaki-san and I should definitely remember to stop, look, and listen.
However, on the day that concerns us, the fog was somewhat lighter than usual. A fact no doubt laminated by the accused.
Visibility was reasonably good.
Hold it!
How are you able to state that with any certainty?
Quite simply, my learned friend, because that is what the witnesses to this crime have told us.
Ah, yes, Inspector Gregson mentioned the witnesses yesterday, didn't he?
And that's right. One of them is a policeman, I believe, from Scotland Yard. That is correct, ma'am.
Then we must hear the testimony.
The prosecution will, of course, call them to the stand, should it be necessary.
But wait a minute. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of the winter, it would have been dark already. No matter how light the fog might have been, no one could have seen.
I'm unaware of the situation on your tiny island in the east. But here in the capital city of Great Britain, all main roads are illuminated in the night by a gas streetlight.
Nug!
The prosecution believes there would have been ample light by which to witness the crime. And quite! Here in London, for the first time in history, mankind has completely conquered the darkness.
Which means we really need to hear those witnesses' statements. If I could just get through the fog of this cross-examination, maybe we'll be able to.
It seems the counsel for the defense is taking stock. Continue with your testimony, Inspector.
Stab from the back.
Hold it!
From behind, you say?
That's right. As you can see from this print.
Yes, she looks like a dumpling. Yes, quite so, Inspector. The handle of the weapon is clearly protruding from the victim's back. And you say this poor woman, Miss Green, remains in a critical condition. Comatose, no less.
I'm afraid so, my lord, yes. She's being treated as at Bart's.
Bart's. Bart's Hospital. What was the hospital name in the original Ace Attorney? Oh, no, wait, they already made a reference to that one, and it was a dentist or something.
I was hoping that she'd come around before the trial started, so I could take a statement, but it wasn't to be.
Yes, that is indeed a pity. It would have been most illuminating to hear the victim's own accounts of events. Luck is on your client's side, it seems.
Nah,
No, Woolly Bear.
on the contrary, my client has been exceedingly unlucky.
Your forced tone is seriously undermined by those disturbingly wide eyes, I'm afraid.
Ugh.
Hold it!
Mr. Natsumi's belongings,
I think you'll find it all in the photographic print of the crime scene.
Yes, the 3 books on the floor.
That's right, my lord. The second-hand books, they were irreparably damaged after falling in the snow, of course.
The accused could easily have carried all 3 books in one hand, which means his other hand would have been free to wield a knife, for example.
he's very clever, isn't he? What do you mean? He's made it extremely hard for you to assert that Mr. Natsumi had his hands full of his books. He's managed to close the one avenue of escape we might have had before we even knew it was there.
You mean to say that the defendant was holding his belongings as he thrust the knife into the woman's back?
This must be what happened, my lord, yes.
Okay.
Press.
Hold it!
The defendant apparently visits a secondhand bookshop on a daily basis.
Yes, so I understand. A shop full of old English literature.
I commend the accused on the lofty subject matter of this scholarly attention.
The bloke's room was stacked floor to ceiling with those musty old books.
Can you tell us more about the bookshop in question? Please, Inspector.
Well, if I must, I'll have to ask you to take a look at the street map again, I'm afraid. The closest second-hand bookshop to the accused's lodgings is in this place here, Bourbon Books. A little place on the corner of Briar Road and Meerschaum Street. Meerschaum. And it happens, the accused is currently living in lodgings on the other side of Briar Road at the opposite end. Which means it doesn't take a genius to work out the route he would have taken home.
Makes sense.
Something like this.
That does make sense. That does make sense. Yes, I concur with your conclusion, Inspector. The defendant would certainly have passed the scene of the crime on his way home from that particular shop.
Mr. Naruto, I think that what the inspector just told us could turn out to be of vital importance. Yes, I agree. The most important point the inspector must just made being
The bookshop's location, the bookshop's name, the bookshop's stock? I don't know. Oh. Your books. He went to a different bookshop, folks.
Inspector Gregson, may I ask you a favor?
What?
Would you kindly add the name of the bookshop to your formal testimony, please? I believe it may be of vital importance.
Maybe.
No, well, you know, I mean, yes! It could be a very important clue.
Very well. Not that I can see it being of any great significance, but please provide your testimony according to Inspector.
Yes, sir, my lord. Whatever you say.
Could the man be any more sardonic?
Sardonic? What does sardonic mean? He was on his way home from Bourbon Books. Bourbon Books, you do dare say? Bourbon Books? I have it right here that he went to a different store. I think I have to analyze it, though. Oh, no. Can I not? Oh, okay. Well, I'll just present.
Objection.
If I could just stop you there, Inspector Gregson.
What is it, sunshine? I'm a busy man, you know.
This is a receipt that we found in Mr. Natsumi's room. It was issued on the day of the incident and details the purchase of 3 secondhand books.
And you found that in the accused room, did you?
Yes, but the point is not where the receipt was found, but the name of the shop printed on it.
Go on.
This receipt was issued from a bookshop called Your Books.
Your Books? Y-O-R-E, I presume.
Yes, my lord. So Mr. Natsumi did indeed purchase a number of books at a secondhand bookshop that day. However, the bookshop in question was not Bourbon Books.
Hey, what?
Inspector, do you know of this bookshop?
Yes, sir. Your Books is another second-hand bookshop not far from Bourbon Books. It's just that, well, it's such a small place, I didn't think the accused would have known about it.
Objection.
But in fact, that is the bookshop which the defendant visited on the day in question. And this receipt proves it.
Objection.
Yes, for what difference it makes. Wherever the man purchases musty tombs, it makes no difference in the final analysis.
Objection.
I disagree. I mean, after all, I have the street map here, if that might be of help. No, yes, thank you. Have a look at this place, please. If the defendant had been returning from the Bourbon Books, then yes, he would almost certainly have passed the place where Miss Green was attacked. However, if we take into account the fact that he was actually at another bookshop, Your Books, it may be very well turn out that he wouldn't have passed that location at all.
But Mr. Ferial Parent told us that he did bump into her, so he did pass her.
Could that be the true?
My. It rather depends on where this bookshop is. But I do declare it may be a possibility.
I'm a normal man. Is that right, Mr. Lawyer, sir? What you just said?
Absolutely. It absolutely could be.
Inspector Gregson, where is Your Books establishment?
Well, obviously we looked into that. It turns out that Your Books is just here on the next corner of Mercer Street, going east.
Ha ha ha!
And there you have it. As you can clearly see now. Oh.
Yeah, he'd absolutely walk by. My learned Nipponese friend is obviously in training to be a clown, but the way he regales us with such witticisms. Where did you get another glass of wine? Does he bring a full cooler into the into the courtroom with him? To your future in the circus. They keep mentioning a circus, and I'm really scared we're gonna have to visit the circus at some point.
Grr! You put that glass down now, or I'll put it down for you.
I didn't think I needed to spell it out, but here we If the accused was coming home from your books instead of portrait books, there's no doubt he would still have passed the place where the victim was stabbed.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Inspector.
Ugh.
Allow me to reiterate for my learned, if somewhat slow, Nipponese friend. Okay, dude. Wherever the man purchased his musty tombs, it makes no difference in the final analysis.
Narg! Ugh.
I suspect you can't fool me, and I don't suggest you try.
What did I say, eh? I've had enough of this now. Beg your pardon. Terrible sorrow, would you mind repeating that?
Mr. Naruto, you mustn't give up.
What do you mean?
If the prosecutor's assertion is correct, members of the jury may very well decide Mr. Natsumi is guilty.
Yeah, she's absolutely right.
You must consider this assertion just put forward by the prosecution very, very carefully.
They claim Sasuke-san must have passed the location of the incident on his way home from the Your Books, but
I'm gonna raise an objection because it's always a good idea to raise an objection. Clearly, surely, right? Raise an objection.
the assertion just made by the prosecution is fundamentally flawed.
Explain yourself, court counsel.
Yes, my lord. You can see what I mean on this map. When returning from Your Books to his lodgings, Mr. Natsumi could have followed the route suggested by the prosecution. However, that isn't the only conceivable route to take between the two places.
Dum-ba-ba-dum.
If the defendant used these streets, look what happens. He arrives back at his lodgings without passing the location where the victim was attacked.
Objection!
Talking back to a clown is a fool's errand. Fools? Of course. However, I feel compelled to point out that route is what commonly referred to as the long way around.
Ah!
On a cold winter's night, why would any man choose to take a longer route home?
Well,
The answer is extremely simple. He wouldn't. In other words, the accused took the obvious route back to his lodgings and is the obvious perpetrator of this crime. Well, no, because he has no windows, so maybe he just wanted fresh air, you know?
Objection!
But! Aha, yes, I've got it. Now, obviously, we must ask the man himself. Ask Mr. Natsumi which route he took home.
I have already informed the court of the accused's response to such questioning. He claims he has no recollection.
Ah,
That's right. They just said the bloke seems to spend his time outside wandering aimlessly from A to B. The day was no exception. He says he doesn't remember where he was or which route he took home.
How do you not remember that?
I don't believe this.
How could you not know which route you take home? Especially if you only go out like once a week. Ugh. I thank you, my learned friend, and suggest that we do not waste any more of the court's time by wandering aimlessly around the subject. Pray, what say you, insightful jurors? I mean, yeah, he is kinda nuts. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I agree with Lord Randiques. Wholeheartedly in every way.
What? I don't believe it. Does this mean?
We married to the jury. I'm completely convinced now. Very well. In that case, I hereby call upon all members of the jury to present your findings to the court.
Guilty! Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
Well, I got one of the voices right. No! Jesus. We're in trouble. It would appear the jury is learning that leaning is unanimous. Sorry, guys. To the insightful members of the jury, I applaud your brave resolve. You served queen and country admirably.
Mr. Naruto.
No, not yet. This isn't over yet. I still have one last chance to sway the opinion of the jury.
Ah, here we go.
I have to tip the balance of those scales the other way. I have to turn this around. Somehow.
Those are the eyes of Query, not yet willing to give up and die. So I presume you intend to wield your rights again in this trial. Rights of the defense written into the antiquated British law that should have been buried long ago.
Call it antiquated, if you will. But it's the defense's prerogative to carry out a summation examination if it so chooses.
Very well, counsel. In accordance with the letter of the law, we shall proceed with the summation examination. Are the members of the jury ready, Mr. Foreman?
Of course we're ready. I'm all too familiar with the Nipponese whippersnapper and his unctuous refusal to throw in his ally.
Very well, then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty. Here we go again. Jurors' continuations.
For pity's sake, that little Nipponese oddity already admitted it himself, didn't he?
If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why, it can only have been the victim.
Ah, yes. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back home from the bookshop. Not in winter. I'm a normal man. So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful. I really don't care. Can't we just wrap this up now? I've got work to be done.
Your books, yes, nice shop. Nice shop, that, but Bourbon books, no, not worth a visit.
Pew, 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 pew.
With only minor exceptions, the reasons for finding the defendant guilty are all too clear. When the stabbing occurred, the only two people at the scene were the victim and the accused. And the accused himself has admitted to seeing the victim in her green overcoat sink to the ground before his eyes. And furthermore, we have heard from the inspector that the defendant then fled the scene. I must say, I would have ample grounds to convict this man already.
Oh dear, even the judge appears convinced of Mr. Natsumi's guilt now.
Ugh, why did he have to run away like that? Now are we supposed to believe in some phantom attacker that nobody could see? This is impossible. How can I possibly make a case for the defense?
Mr. Naruto, this is no time for grumbling. If we want to force the trial to continue.
Yes, I know. I had to turn the tide. I must make the jurors change their minds. Well, 4 of them at least.
Exactly. We have no choice but to forge forward.
You have the floor, counsel. Begin your summation examination.
Yes, my lord. Okay. I just need to keep this trial going somehow. Whatever it takes. Come on, Rhinosuke. You can do it. Here we go.
Let me save first. This might get messy.
It might get ooey gooey.
If you know what I mean. Okay. Little Nipponese oddity already admitted it himself, didn't he?
Hold it!
Did he?
Excuse me, but Aren't you?
Yes, that's right. I was in the witness stand myself just 2 days ago.
Yes, I had a feeling I knew your face. Or the side of it, anyway. If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you?
That's right. After the gold rush down under, I came back to London to work. And it was all going swimmingly until you started fossicking around. Bruce Fairplay was a man of repute.
Sorry?
Don't think I've forgotten how you treated me the other day. You had me and that young hatter pegged as criminals.
No, well, you know, water under the bridge.
Now there's all sorts of rumors buzzing around, and the police have been badgering me nonstop.
If I could turn back the clock.
Well, anyway, I don't know about the Hatter, but at least I'm in the clear now. And free to make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't.
Ah, thank goodness. All right, maybe I might struggle to change this man's mind, given our awkward history.
Oh dear, I wonder what's become of Mr. First now.
I don't care. A woman in green. Hey, did he say it was a woman in green? Or just someone in green?
You're right that at the time of the incident, the defendant admits to having seen someone wearing a green overcoat walking ahead of him.
Well, quite. That's precisely my point. Clearly that someone wearing green was the victim. And clearly that funny little Lipanese man with the disturbing mustache is the culprit.
But let us not forget, madam, the defendant vehemently denies attacking the woman.
Why, of course he does. If he admits to stabbing her, this life is over. His life is over. The man is obviously a liver-faced coward, honestly, claiming the woman simply collapsed before his eyes.
But if that's a lie, as you're suggesting, do you think not he would have concocted something more credible?
No, really. I really couldn't say. After all, you are foreign. Who's to say what goes through your funny little minds?
I could tell you what's going through my funny little mind right now, but you wouldn't like it.
I do declare the man has already made that admission. He himself has stated that there was nobody else around. Surely the conclusion is obvious. No one else could possibly have committed this awful crime.
Ugh.
If no one else could have done it, the accused must be the man. Really, it couldn't be more simple.
Your argument is compelling in its simplicity, I must admit.
Oh my, you are too kind, my lord.
That went well for her.
Okay, so it looks like those two won't beat him. My favorite one so far.
Hold it!
But you can't deny that there are other routes that Mr. Natsumi could have taken back from your books.
Oh yes, like you drew on the map, you mean. What is it? Calabash Road or something?
Precisely.
But it seems to me that what it counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way or not. I'm a normal man.
Well, yes, that's true.
And at that moment, there's no proof that shows he did this. There's no proof that shows he did, is there?
Well, yes, that's true as well.
And as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does he?
Well, yes, that's annoyingly true.
Winter nights are dark and cold, so the way I see it, you'd want to get home as quickly as possible.
Well, yes. Why is this all true?
So really, the only thing that makes sense is that he went home along Briar Road.
Aye! I'm supposed to be convincing here.
I've given it a lot of thought, you know. I didn't make up my mind on a whim that he did it. I mean, if there was some logical reason why he might have gone the Calabash Roadway, it'd be different. I'd be happy to reconsider my position in that case. Honestly, I would.
A reason why Satsuki-san might have taken the longer way home.
Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this young man's opinion without one.
He needed fresh air. Oh, hello again.
Whatever's the matter with you, young man?
You're the wife of Mr. Garadeb, aren't you? The landlord who went Mr. Natsumi his room.
Master's wife? Well, where do you get your ideas, sir? I'm the maid. The maid, you understand.
She's keeping up that charade. Huh, this is gonna be awkward. Why didn't you mention this yesterday? That you've been selected for the jury in this trial, I mean.
Well, I was told not to mention it to anyone until the day of the trial, you see. It was in a letter I received. The instructions were very clear, and so I'm afraid I had no choice.
I see. Anyway, Mr. Natsumi, the defendant, takes lodging in your master's house, doesn't he?
Yes, that's right. Although he's only been in a little over a week now.
And in that time, surely you must have taken stock of his character. Does Mr. Natsumi look like the kind of man who would commit a crime such as this?
Oh my goodness me, yes! He's just the sort.
Well, we're screwed.
What?
Spending all his time in that dark and dingy room, sporting that unsculptured mustache. The man never speaks. And don't get me started on those shifty eyes. All the neighbors are talking about him. I've heard them, you know. People think he must be building a bomb in there or something. Oh dear. Poor Mr. Natsumi. How could people say such things about him? He's just a harmless bookworm. Nothing more.
Well, you just called him a worm, so. Anyway, I better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. She said enough damning things already.
Okie dokie. You just want to go home.
A man's life is on the line here, sir. This will take as long as it takes.
Don't get clever with me now, son. My life's on the line too, and so is my family.
Huh?
The likes of you wouldn't understand, but a laborer like me can't afford to take time off. If I don't work, I don't eat, and neither do the wife and kids.
Oh, I see. That must be very hard.
My God, I go to the union every morning to find out what needs doing. If you're late and the work's taken, it's tough. This time of year, these water and gas supply pipes bursting left, right, and center. They're after cheap labor to get the roads dug up to fix it. It's hard slog from dam to dust. It is.
So, you were out digging up the roads on the day of the incident as well, were you?
That's right. In fact, if I remember rightly, it was just round the corner from where it all happened. By that old bookshop it was.
What? Another coincidence.
That's right. Meersham Street it was.
Meersham Street.
On the map, Mr. Ortel, there are only 3 named streets.
Juror number 5. I need you to add that information to your formal statement, please.
What's the point in that? Can't we just get this business over with now?
Please, sir. It's important.
Just, fine, I'll do it then.
Okay, let's press on that then. I feel like he's gonna tell us that the road he was walking on was dug up or something.
So, if I understand correctly, you're a day laborer and you were doing road maintenance that day.
That's right. Like I said, you get a lot of burst gas and water pipes underground in the middle of winter. It's the only time of the year fellows like me can actually make a few mob. And I'm missing out today.
And when you say from dawn till dusk,
well, the work has to be completed within a day, see? No coaches or pedestrians can pass while it's happening.
I wonder if I could trouble you, sir, to mark on this street map the exact location of the work you're carrying out.
Give it here then. Let me have a look. Right, let's see then.
Dun 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 dun.
Here we are, Merchant Street. Yes, it's just here, like. It's a tiny dig. I can tell you, we had to get through all the dress of snow that had frozen solid.
And what sort of time did you finish the work?
Well, we started in the morning and we can't have finished before, gone 6, I'd say. The snow had stopped calming down, but it was a long past dark for sure.
That means the road work was still going on when Miss Green was attacked at around 5 o'clock.
Roadworks on Mersham Street, huh? Well, we know who to pit him against. Hold on.
Objection.
These two statements are clearly at odds with one another.
At odds, counsel. Explain yourself.
Please, don't point. It wasn't me, I swear.
No, hey, what? I just want to get this done and dusted.
Well, juror number 3.
Oh, me, sir.
What? What do you mean? Juror number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Let's take a moment to consider the implications of what has been said and on our map of the local area. On the day in question, Mr. Natsumi visited bookshop to purchase a number of secondhand books. And on the same day, we now know that there were works being carried out on Mersham Street, making it impassable. Which means that the defendant's route home could not have taken him along Mersham Street and down Briar Road.
Oh, yes, of course.
What? What do you think, sir?
Well, yes, you can't argue with that, really, can you? We must have had a good 2 yards or more of the pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along had to turn back and go the other way.
So, the conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodgings.
Yes, I suppose he must have.
I suppose that must be right, eh?
Juror number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone around the house on his way back from the bookshop, but we see now that he had no choice.
Yes! My lord, Mr. Judge, sir, if I may.
Yes!
I don't think in all good I don't think in all good conscience that I can say the man's guilty now. Yes, I'd like to see this trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happened. This is a dangerous courtroom. Wine flying across, bottles smashed, fire flinging through the air. What about you, sir?
Yeah, who, me? So, well, alrighty then. If it's a hole in the prosecution's argument, it should be filled in. That's what I say.
Hey, all right.
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruto. That was wonderful.
Well, we've managed to change a couple of minds at least. It strengthened our position somewhat.
Yes, and it will prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider their stance as well. They'll be asking themselves if the current leanings are really right or not. Now, if we could just identify one more clue or discrepancy that would make them stop doubting Mr. Natsumi, we might be able to tip the balance completely.
Yes, that's exactly what we've got to do. Von Ziegler is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent, by whatever means we have at our disposal.
Yes, your disposal.
Thank you, counsel. On with the summation examination, please.
Yes, my lord.
All right, the old man said something about a bookshop. So let's hear what he has to say.
Hold it.
Oh, sorry. Fold it, you say.
Wait, old man voice.
Well, what?
No. What I said was hold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit your books often?
I like the old books.
Old man. I'm an old man. I'm getting the character cult. I just had the voice. I lost it. What is an old man voice?
I like the old books they have in there, yes. I enjoy reading them over a nice cup of old tea.
There we go.
And that's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day. including the day you're all talking about.
And then what time did you visit your books on the day in question?
Well, I was...
He has a green coat. Oh my god, he was the one who fell over.
Well, I was picking out books in there all afternoon, and it would have been just before 5 that I left. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the daily you're out talking about.
Just before 5, you say? Exactly when the victim was attacked. Are you sure about that time?
Oh yes, no mistake there. I remember it very well. I'm not about to forget that day in a hurry, not after the dreadful time I had.
What do you mean?
Well, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and donked my head. It's always worse after the snow stopped falling. That's when it's most slippery. Knocked myself out clean, I did. I really thought my number was up.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. This happened on Calabash Road?
That's right. I live in Cornpipe, you see. Heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books.
Juror number 6, I must insist that you add that information to your formal statement. It may very well be extremely significant.
Sorry. Extremely sick. No, I'm quite all right now.
No. Yes. Yo, Glam! Juror number 6 is so cute. I want to bake cookies for him. Oh my god, yes! He's adorable. I love him so far. Although my favorite is number 3. The normal man. He is my favorite by far. Alright. We know what to do. This one right here. I have to say not guilty at this point. This is him. I'm a normal man. So, can I see where the trial goes from here? Right. This one. Pit this one against this one. Oh. I'm a normal human man. Isn't he the one from the last case? Oh, the one on the far left is. He looks very similar to the Hatter, but that's not actually him.
Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
Hold it.
I'm sorry, but as a former juror, I have to object. That's completely nonsense.
What?
I'm a banker, don't forget. An educated man. And there's no contradictions as far as I can see.
What? Oh, for crud's sakes. Oh, so I have to talk to him again? Oh my god. Okay, we'll talk. We'll press on this one.
And that was around 5 o'clock, you say, the same time as the victim was attacked.
I don't know anything about the girl who was stabbed, but my dinner's on the table at the same time every day.
And for the record, could you please identify the precise location of your fall?
How's your studying going, by the way, Glenn?
Goodness, it was eons ago now. I'm not sure I remember.
It was 3 days ago. Try dredging your memory, please.
Well, let me see. It was especially slippery around about. Ah, yes, I remember now. I was just on the corner here.
What happened to you then? Were you all right?
Well, you don't get too many people down Calabash Road, you see.
It's going okay so far. Oh, good. Because this is the class I like. Oh! Gotta love studying for classes you actually like. It kills me to do homework or study for things I don't like. Oh my god, it's awful. It feels like I'm dragging myself across the pavement. I haven't started for studying for the other one yet. Oh, that's okay. You've got time. You know, I'm not worried. You got this, Clem.
So, there was no one around when I fell. No one around when I knocked myself out. No one around when I came to again. And no one around when I sneezed. So I picked myself up and went back to my nice warm house where my grandchildren were waiting for me. A sad and lonely picture you paint, sir. You were fortunate not to have frozen to death.
Yes. How lucky that he wasn't more seriously injured.
True. It sounds like it was very nearly another hospital admission or worse. Yes, one more thing. Were you wearing that same green overcoat on the day in question?
Absolutely. It's the only coat I have. It took until this morning to dry out properly. Good job, too, or I have nothing to wear here. So count your blessings, I say. Ho, ho, ho.
I have today and tomorrow, but yes, I got this. On the work. Yeah, you got this. You got this. If you study one today and the other tomorrow, it's what per day for thing. I'm so glad I'm done with school. If I study anything, it's because I want to. Yes, I completely agree, Coffee Cups. I love learning when it's on my own terms. I hate when someone tells me, learn this. No, you learn that. In a little over a year, I'll be joining you guys. And be just, yes, you will, Glam. Hell, Glam, we will throw you a party when you graduate. Are you kidding? Hell yeah, that is reason to celebrate. Anyways, now can I pit them against each other? Oh, it's because I did the wrong people. It wasn't her. It was this one. Oh, I'm dumb. There we go.
Objection.
Right though, Coffee Cups? It's so much better than being a kid. Everyone's like, oh, you'll miss being a kid. Oh, you don't want to grow up so quickly. No, being a kid was awful. I love being an adult now. Not the best example, but yes, again, you can get a balloon anytime you want.
A flaw? What are you talking about, Council? Well, juror number 2, juror number 6.
My, whatever do you mean, sir?
I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you. Unbelievable. It's not like I was loud or anything. There is at least one fact of which we can be sure here. The bookshop receipt found in the defense room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of secondhand titles. He then returned home on foot.
I love being an adult now. You sure about the Cole? Hey, Cole. No! Shush! Shush, Glenn! Shush! No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not even close to being 30. What are you talking about? Nope. Not a thing. Not a thing. Don't scare me like that.
But the man says he has no recollection of his return journey.
That's correct. But what does he remember? But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on that way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes.
Yes, we are all well aware of all of this. The poor young woman who was stabbed, obviously.
Objection.
Can we really be sure of that, madam?
My, my, whatever do you mean?
I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account of what happened to him that day. That same afternoon, there was somebody else apart from the victim.
Being 30 is fine. I've honestly heard. It's funny. When I was in college, we had group presentations from people in the industry come in and talk about their experiences and stuff. And most of them were from the college I went to, so they were talking from experience, and we were like, "Oh, we were in your shoes, but now we're doing this now. Don't worry, everything will be stuff like that." You know, one couple came in. They both graduated from Sheridan, and they're still married, and they're still together and stuff. And they run an agency, and they also do like a lot of commercial work and stuff. Anyways, they literally the thing I remember the most from that presentation was that they said, in your 30s is gonna be your best time. We were like, what? Like, yeah, like in your 20s, you're stressed as hell. Everything is so stressed. People, you're trying to fit in with people and everything. And then they were like, but like your 30s are so enjoyable. Like we're having the best time of our lives. Like, don't worry, guys. You have a lot to look forward to. I was like, that sounds so nice. So like, honestly, I'm not worried. I feel like it's actually gonna be the best time. I literally hear more from people in their 30s enjoying their life than yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not worried. It's more the fact I'll be 30 that I'm scared about. You figured out who you are. Yes, exactly. And have run out of yeah, exactly. You run out of shits to give. You know who you are. You found you're at peace, you know? And then you can just enjoy yourself. Exactly. I feel like I'm pretty much there, you know? I'm like at least I feel like I'm there. maybe I hit 30 early.
That same afternoon, there was somebody else apart from the victim.
It was except for the money aspect. I'm still in debt and I still am jobless. That aspect I'm not doing well on.
Who was wearing a green overcoat and who fell over on the icy streets of the neighborhood.
I still got 3 years to figure that out. The annoying thing is that everyone who was old thinks you were young, and everyone who was young thinks you were old. Yes. That's the same for everything, honestly, man. It honestly is. When I was younger, I was like, oh my god, being in your 20s is so old. And now that I'm here, I'm like, no, I'm a baby. Being 20s is not. No, you're young, man. You're young.
Oh my!
My goodness, you mean? That's right. I'm a fern, of course. To hard of hearing juror number 6.
I'm back to studying so I can join you guys in being free from school soon. Yeah! My voice is dying. Good luck studying, Glem. We're probably gonna end stream soon anyways. Money never stops being crappy. Oh, no coffee cups. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that, man.
Are you really suggesting that the person in the green overcoat whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes was a jolly old gentleman on the end of the bench here with me today?
But you stopped caring so much? That's okay. That's a little nice. That's a little nice.
That is extreme. That is entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man has a somewhat similar build to the victim.
I wish I had left before reading that copy. I know, it's kind of scary.
Well, look at that.
Oh my goodness me. Sorry, you need a pee? No. I mean, yes, but no.
And crucially, we know precisely where that old man in green overcoat fell.
On Calabash Road.
Therefore, if the person who Mr. Natsumi saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long route back to his lodgings. And if that's true, then clearly, the crime scene on Briar Road, where the woman was stabbed, was not on his way home.
Oh my!
I'm a normal man.
You idiot, old man. If you hadn't been so daft as to be roaming about there, we'd have boxed this off hours ago.
And really, what were you thinking wearing such a befuddling coat?
What did you say to me? Is it a crime for the elderly to walk the streets these days, Is it a crime to step over in the ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest styles and wear a beautiful green overcoat, is it?
Not at all, dude.
My lord, I do hope it won't cause any inconvenience, but
You'd like to change your meaning, I presume.
I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict if not guilty.
Thank you.
And I would too.
What?
Is it a crime to change your mind, is it? Well,
Thank you, old man. I appreciate that. Yay! Yay! We did the winning. As soon as you accomplish one financial goal, there's always another one. The goalposts constantly move. I would honestly just be fine with paying off my student loan. I would feel so much more free. Sure, there'll be more goalposts after that, but like if I can just get that one done, there's always someone doing better than you. Oh, obviously, but like I don't care about other people at this point. I just want my loan gone.
Well, the summation examination has concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. The eyes, 2. The nose, 4. So the nose have it. Not guilty, they say. Which means we no longer have our conscience among the members of the jury. The trial will continue.
Objection!
What? We did the thing, okay? Oh, God damn it.
Could it seem curlish of me to drink from my hollowed chalice moments after raising an objection, only to crush it in disgust? Pray forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zeeks! It seems I must retract my earlier remark. What do you mean? I mistakenly credited these jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful. Yet we have just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer. Aye.
Whatever do you mean?
Objection!
I haven't tricked anyone! Everything I've said is the truth. Indeed, stalwart juror number 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road as he claims. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of the pavement which you had excavated, sir. That's right. You're right. It took me a whole day and they paid me a measly tuppence for it. Now, my Lord Nipponese friend, tell me, do you have any notion of the distance that 2 yards represents? Well, if I'm honest, I don't have a clue, no. 2 yards is a little less than 2 meters. Less than 2 meters? That's not much at all. In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor. Would you not agree, my stalwart friend? Right, me? Well, I can't say you're not wrong, no. What? And did you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your works? Nay, I wouldn't dream of it. What a waste of time. No coaches would have had a hope of passing anyway. No, we just turn any gentleman back when they come. Kids just jump right over us all the time. The accused is no gentleman, as far as I can see. I have little doubt, however, that he could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town. Ah! Is that true, is it? The incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. There can be no doubt that on his way back to his lodgings, Mr. Natsumi walked down Briar Road. Ugh! Crushed in a single sentence. And, old man. Cold man! Cold man, you can talk. You say that at around 5 o'clock on the day in question, you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious-looking Nipponese behind you at the time? Oh, I, can't say as I remember. You don't remember? How about a wager, my learned friend? You say it was this old man that accused saw, but I would say 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it. Narg! Damn it! Once the loan is gone, it's paying off your car or your mortgage or medical bill. Ah, no, see. I got that figured out, Coffee Cups. I'm not gonna have a car. I'm not gonna have a mortgage, and I'm not gonna have any medical bills. I'm just not gonna get sick ever again. Hors d'oeuvres for everybody. Lord Van Zeek, explain yourself. My lord, if you had such a trenchant argument up your sleeve, why in the world did you not proffer it during this summation examination?
I wanted to give this young foreigner student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. I wanted him to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is readily swayed. Ugh. But my hospitality has its limits, and they have been reached, I feel. Oh, and its cape's off. So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over.
What? What are you talking about?
My lord, the prosecution requests permission to call its next witness to the stand. Granted, bailiff. I'll bring forth the witness.
Hit. Next witness. Mr. Naruto, do you not remember? We've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident. Yes, I remember. One of them being a Scotland Yard policeman, no less. I'm afraid that's likely the prosecution's next witness. All right. No matter who Von Zeeks brings to the stands as his witness, and no matter what they say, I believe in Sasuke-san. I know he's innocent. And I'll keep believing to the very end, until this battle is over.
Wow. Oh, wow. Those were characters. Look like Raggedy Ann and Andy. Eventually I fell into a job I really like. I never saw your building coming. Yeah, I'm scared too, coffee cups. That's honestly so nice. When, like, how long ago did you get into your building, man? Like, that's such a cool thing to just fall into. I love that. I'm gonna end stream here before we get into these characters. Oh boy. Oh me, oh my. Good news though. I'm gonna tell everyone in the Discord as well, but for those here in stream, I'm gonna actually be streaming tomorrow, and I'm going to be streaming Ace Attorney. So we'll continue this tomorrow. We'll see these oddball characters. 3 or 4 years ago? Oh, wow, that was recent then. Oh, that's awesome. That gives me hope that I'll find, you know, I'll find a job I like. That gives me a lot of hope. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for coming out and hanging out with me. I hope you guys had a great time as I did, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow for more lawyering. Peace out, everybody. Bye-bye.